Our final keynote speaker, Rashad Rayford, is an award-winning actor, poet, author, and speaker, and we are absolutely honored to have him here at HXD to remind us all why we're doing the work that we're doing every day. Please welcome to the stage, Rashad.
We pledge allegiance to the flag every day. But what if we pledge to lift each other up in the very same way? No longer passing the buck to someone else, but becoming that someone else ourselves. To help those in need and no, this isn't a telethon. I'm not gonna sing a song, but like Nipsey Hussle, the marathon must continue. And we've got to figure out ways in which to not drop the baton. We drop everything and stand in reverence. But what if we took that same preference and applied it, magnified it so big that the entire world could see that yes, you at home sitting on the couch, you walking on the treadmill, you with that cup of coffee in your hand, yes, you even way down there in Nutbush city limits, folks could see that no, you are not rolling on a river, but like even if you live beside one, we would still come with adequate health care. Let's focus on all of our individuals because their contributions are the reason that we can even eat in this gumbo called America. We are all the lifeline. And if we cut the cord on each other, then we're really cutting the cord on ourselves and we don't even realize it. Look, let's link relevant data with evidence-based strategies, marry them together to help give access where it's needed most. Somebody get out your phone, all right? Call up coordinating healthcare, and on the other line, get social outreach. Let's get them on a three-way call with action because teamwork, what makes the dream work? Let's get on one accord so that we can all move forward. They said that 68% of Americans have at least one unmet social need. So as we proceed to give you what you need and make that number smaller and make love last longer, we've got to build these bridges so that people feel stronger. Do like my grandma and them, right? Let's throw on our silver sneakers, and start to walk it out. Sometimes when you're feeling stressed, the best thing you can do is just to get up and walk it out. You're feeling a little sad? It doesn't even matter. Just walk it out. Day not going how you thought it was supposed to go. Just get up and walk it out. At home, kids getting on your nerves during the pandemic and homeschool, doesn't even matter. Just walk it out. Listen, when you find your tribe, then you find your stride and you walk it out. Because even in the midst of all the problems and struggles that we face in our lives, we've got to keep pushing forward. When things don't go our way and don't go the way that we want to, we still have to figure out ways in which to walk it out. And this table has been set, y'all. And guess who's coming to dinner? Diversity's on the way with corn pudding. Yeah, collaborations bringing the collard greens. This is the power of action. Forming like Voltron to create viable solutions to combat the lack of equal health care. We've got to do the work. And guess what? Doing the work works. We think about all of these people who have been on the ground floor for over a year, sacrificing their health and their mental well-being so that we can survive. We think about the single mother who's working extra shifts, coming home, taking off clothes in a garage just so she doesn't pass on this deadly virus to her children. We think about high school students, seniors who didn't get to enjoy prom, but a senior who still sits in her room creating PPE for those who need it. This is sacrifice. The sacrifice that is made over and over and over again. Listen, data does matter, but these are living, breathing testimonies whose stories matter, whose stories deserve to be heard. Listen, the best way to make people feel like human beings, it's to humanize their well-being. Let's do our part to connect all of the dots, doing what we can, while we can, when we can. We've got to acknowledge that there's a problem in order to discover the solution. There is no substitution for boots on the ground, and in this case, hands and voices in demand, continuing to do all that you can to give access to healthcare. Innovation is the train, and we are the passengers that can't afford to be left behind. We can't lead change if we remain the same. Our impact has to be reverberated for generations to come, designing these outcomes for maximum impact. Unpack these ideas, find common bonds, and thread them together like a coat of many colors. Let these ideas flourish, and there will always be those who will see your innovation or inspiration, as inspiring. And then there'll be others who see innovation as that will never work. And you've got to look them in the face and grin and do it all over again and again and again until you get the results. Listen, I'm a poet blending inspirational speaking, business talk, and motivational speaking together to help businesses tell more concise stories. If that isn't innovation, I don't know what is, right? But I saw a need, but instead of waiting on someone else, I decided to fill it. Elevating these businesses' vibes with spoken word poetry. Yeah, Mom, that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. But guess what? Innovation will always have roadblocks. But you have the power to turn those roadblocks into stepping stones, continuing to strive towards quality over quantity. Love for our fellow humans shouldn't be an anomaly. For me, I think it's all about how we put ourselves and our minds in the driver's seat, thinking about what someone else feels and not just always what we feel. There's power in connection. We thrive when we have meaningful interaction with each other. When you show concern for me and then I show concern for you, our innovation has much more of a chance to succeed when we integrate it together. Now is the time to pool resources and work as one. If 2020 showed us nothing else, it taught us that we really need to cherish what we have. To not spend unnecessarily. To not put ourselves in unnecessary boxes. Our entire human experience is preconditioned, but we are now in a position to listen and act. Let your voices sound out. Use your connections as interjections to let those who hold the keys know that we want affordable and quality health care for all. If we can play prevent defense early on, then we can save folks from dropping the baton. Indulge me for a second. Close your eyes, if you will. Unless you're driving a car, then I don't recommend it. But close your eyes. Visualize your grandmother or your grandfather. Or if there was someone else in your life who held that position, visualize them. Picture them in your head. Hear their voice. Smell their scent. Feel their breath up against your skin. Your grandmother preparing your favorite meal in the kitchen. Picture her smiling face shining back at you like the brightest sun. See your grandfather sitting in his favorite chair, tattered baseball bat on his baseball cap on his head, dozing in and out of sleep, seventh inning stretch approaching. Think about his hands, worn and aged. Think about them diving deep into his pocket, clanging against nickels, dimes, and quarters, which are soon to be yours. Think about the most important lessons that you learned from them during your childhood or at some point in your life. Live here for a moment. Remember, now open your eyes. Now imagine them not being here because they didn't have adequate health care. Imagine the children who will never get those moments, the babies who won't make it to high five coaches, parents that just didn't have enough for food, lights, and health care. These are the reasons we should care. Take how this makes you feel and bottle it up. And the next time you feel like giving up, use this as motivation. Use this as motivation so that you can continue to level up. There are going to be times on this journey where you'll want to stop believing, but even after the fall, never turn your back and walk away. Stand tall. This momentum is monumental. You are change agents, disruptors of systems. And once you see everything in 4K, right? You really can't go back to standard definition. You know, nobody's going to go and look for the big old TV with the back on it after you got the flat 4K. We're not going to go back. So you can't go back. Change happens with people. And you are the people, the catalyst. There is power in these partnerships and collaborations. It's the people who create action and solutions. So let's all be accountable. Connecting these dots one by one. There is power in these collaborations that help change a nation. So yes, I pledge allegiance to better health care for one and for all. And when we all connect at this moment right here, we make sure that no one falls. And on one accord, we continue to move the needle to make sure that with action, all people feel equal.